Okay, it's RJ from HK Motorcars. Here we are with this 2006 CL55 AMG. And this particular CL55 is actually pretty special because it has the, I'll get into it a little bit later, but it's got a very unique trim package that you really don't see too often on these cars. And really, it kind of sucks with the weather right now that you can't see it. The paint just looks kind of like a regular metallic, but when the sun comes out, the paint just pops. And you'll see in the photo gallery more of what I'm talking about. But let's just talk a little bit about what this is first. So CL55, this is the AMG trim, but the CL class, what that is really, it's an S-Class coupe. This is just how they were marketed at the time. We had 3 generations of the CL class. They originally, the CL moniker came from the 90s for the North American market, but then Mercedes just really, took it on in full before returning, to the S-Class coupe after 2015 or so. But this is the 2nd generation of CL class, like I said, so this would have matched up with the S-Class at the time. It is a shorter wheelbase than the S-Class and two fewer doors, of course. But beyond that, it shares a lot of the same interior, a lot of the same, all the same powertrain options, and really is just that's what it is. So the CL55, this is the 5.4 liter M113 motor under the hood there, and this is supercharged, so it's the M113K. That is 493 horsepower and about 517 pound-feet of torque that you're sending to the rear wheels. So that's a pretty decent amount of power for a pretty small package. Well, talking a little bit more about what I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this has the Diseño Cashmere Edition package. And that was a pretty pricey package at the time. You had 3 options of the Diseño paint, and the Cashmere was one of them. So the full name of this paint is Diseño Cashmere Metallic. And like I said, it just looks like a dark kind of bluish metallic gray right now. But when the sun comes out, it's got, this purple and a little bit of gold tones that just come out. And it's not quite color shifting or anything like that, but it is a pretty special finish. And of course, mated to that on the inside is, and we'll actually crawl inside right now, this Diseño pebble gray Napa leather, and then this beautiful curled maple wood trim, which is all exclusive to the Cashmere Edition. So if we walk around, let's do a quick walk around. You got these 19-inch AMG wheels, absolutely perfect. And we'll open up the trunk real quick. It is automated. I will just show you. So this is a 2006, right? This car is almost 20 years old. And I don't know if you peeked on the inside, but it still has the plastic over the floor mats. This car only has 13,000 miles on it. And it's a bit of a time capsule. Obviously 20 years ago is not that long ago, but it's still just cool to see. You still have the gloves folded. It doesn't look like they've ever been put on. You have to the left here this optional CD disc changer, as well as your navigation. And then over here, this is where your battery is. It is hooked up, ready to go for a battery tender. We'll just close that. And I guess I should show you that, open up the hood real quick, just show you that gorgeous, supercharged 5.4 liter V8. As you can see, it is just immaculately clean. There's some water stains underneath here, but that all can be washed off. It really is just all the, the rubber hoses and everything. They're just in fantastic condition. And it's, how often do you see a nearly 20-year-old car with an engine bay like that? So, and obviously, no restoration or anything like that. It's just simple preservation. So hopping on inside, go ahead and start her up. This CL55 is fitted with ABC, active body control. So that's that electronically controlled hydro-pneumatic suspension. And that also means that this is rear-wheel drive. Because I think it was in 2019 or so is when they finally started offering ABC on 4MATIC cars. You have the panoramic, or excuse me, not panoramic, but just a moonroof right here. This suede roof headliner. And then here's the back seats. You still even have the plastic on the floor mats in the back seats, as well as your first aid kit, which I don't even think has ever been opened. These are cup holders. This does have the power-controlled rear sunshade. So I'll show you that real quick. That is just so satisfying. And it also has the power drop rear headrests. and those are power drop and power raised as well. So obviously the interior here is, if you've been in an S-Class of this era, it is very much the same deal. One thing I will point out, one thing that I love about these cars is they have notoriously, I think, the world's most over-engineered cup holder. So you open that up. I will just let that speak for itself. I absolutely love that. Underneath here, you do have your center storage right there. It has 2 levels, space for a Motorola, which I believe was a dealer add-on. And in the glove box, the felt liner is just immaculate. You have your ashtray right here, cigarette lighter. This does have keyless go. And you have these, like I mentioned, I don't know, maybe I mentioned them, I don't know. These are the, by my count, they're 16-way adjustable. I hope somebody could double check me on that. But regardless, these are the dynamic multi-contour seats. So they just have almost every level of adjustment you can imagine. Bolsters, moving the seat. They don't have thigh extensions, but you can actually literally move the seat forward to extend. Which in my opinion is a little bit smarter than the thigh extensions. Also, there is storage underneath there, and the felt liner in there is immaculate. Same under here, it's a little tough to see, but. So I think without further ado, let's just take her out on the road and see how she goes. So this transmission, it is the 5-speed automatic, the AMG speed shift, which is the same unit that was put into the SLR. It was beefed up a little bit for the SLR, but it's the same base transmission. And with that, you can shift on the fly, and there's also 2 different shift modes, convenience and sport. And the same goes for your active body control. You have sport right there, and then just to turn that red light off, now you're in convenience, which is normal mode. So as you can see there on the odometer, 12,650 some odd miles. That is pretty special. And if you ask me, the car looks like it has, 500 miles on it, which speaks really to the maintenance and just the quality of prior ownership. That's probably 25% throttle, if that. These cars are fast, and the 200 mile an hour speedo doesn't say enough to kind of egg you on. So we're gonna hop on the freeway here, the parkway, excuse me. This is the Sawmill, so if you're familiar, not exactly the smoothest or well paved, but in a car like this, it'll be a breeze. There we are, up to speed. Go ahead and demonstrate cruise control this time. So now we're set to 65. That's it. These seats are also heated and ventilated. I'm just gonna give some space, which is still something that, is hard to find today even. So, you do have your dual zone climate control down here, and the AC actually works pretty nicely. And this is something that I think Mercedes, they're always on the cutting edge. Well, I mean, maybe there's an argument to be had with Mercedes-Benz since 2019, but regardless, technologically speaking, they're always at the forefront, I think. And I don't think that's too ridiculous of a statement. This car, speaks to that being, it's a 2006 model year, and it's just absolutely loaded up with amenities that, like I mentioned, are still hard to come across today, you know, especially as standard. The actual driving experience of the car is anything but outdated. It really is. The ABC especially is really, really comfortable. But just the way that the steering system, the steering wheel feels nice and connected. It's soft enough, especially at speed on the highway, where you just, you know, you can sort of float along. But, you know, when you actually are going through some curves and, you know, you need to take control of the vehicle, it's quite direct. There's not a lot of slop in it. Go ahead and put her in ABC Sport, the transmission in sport mode. So that got us up to a legal speed, and I still was not going full throttle, just because that's, you know, kind of unreasonable for the purpose of this video. But I hope that shows you just a little bit of the acceleration of this car. It is very robust. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get off here. I should also mention the parking sensors. I'll actually show those when I back into the garage at the end of this video. But those are very intuitive, really super easy to use, and very effective too. So you see that you have left and right up front, and there's also the same corresponding type of system for the rear, but they're mounted to the ceiling. So when you go to look behind you, you can actually see them in your line of sight. You know, the nice thing about the 5-speed automatic, and this is one of those things that's a little bit subjective, but obviously you have a lot of power to put down, and being a 5-speed, the gears are a little bit taller, so as a result of that, you have pretty extended periods of acceleration when you're really putting the pedal down. And that makes for a pretty thrilling experience. I find that especially true on the highway. When you're changing lanes, you really just have to drop it to fourth, and then you already have plenty of torque to do what you need to do. So I think that will do it for today. We're gonna go ahead and back in right here. Like always, if you have any questions whatsoever, there you can see the rear parking sensors like I was talking about. Please leave a question or comment in the description or in the comment section of the Bring a Trailer auction listing. You can also feel free to contact us directly if you have any questions, or if you're local and you'd like to come see the car, just, you know, please feel free. And last of all, feel free to check us out on our website, www.hkmotorcars.com. And of course, we can always be reached at sales@hkmotorcars. Very simple. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much.